Good evening, everybody. What's happening, guys? How we doing tonight?
Cheers, y'all.
I'm tired.
You're tired? Why are you tired?
Yeah, because I went and kicked Duff's butt and took his card from him.
I woke up in
Sorry,
Dave's time. I woke up in Dave's time zone today and ended up back here on the East Coast. Drove back from Mississippi this morning in a Penske truck that's parked out in front of my house right now. So that was a lot of fun.
That's right.
That was a lot of fun. I mean, I know that you're all jealous. Dave, that's still a miracle for you. Yeah. So, guys, what's happening? How's your weekend?
It was all shameless plug. It was all wine work all this weekend.
All wine.
A lot of whining.
I hope you're. Are you really trying to soothe your wife over right now? If she's watching, don't. It's not worth it. Your wife is down here. Down here. I could go over and hang out with your wife right now and just have a drink with her if I wanted to. Like, I mean, come on, really? And maybe feed some giraffe.
I've already done most of my honey-do list, so.
Oh boy. Okay.
I gotta get started on mine.
I created the list myself too, so.
That's impressive. That just means you're your own. Never mind. I'm going to leave that alone and just go from there.
Put up.
Yeah.
Good show tonight. We're gonna have a big show tonight. I'm really excited about it.
We got some great guys coming on tonight.
Great guys coming on. Good friends of mine. Great golfers. Former Big Break contestant. I mean, to have a former Big Break contestant on, a true hero. I know we'll get to that. When I introduced my kids to him, I referred to him as the real life Master Chief. Because that's how my kids will equate that. And he's one hell of a golfer by that stretch too. So pretty excited tonight for our show. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. And it's going to be good. But we got to jump right in. This weekend, the 3M Championship, the Justin Thomas Invitational. I mean, Justin Thomas, let's see. Justin's still on the outside looking in.
The Justin Thomas, I'm handing $100,000 to Zach Thomas. No.
Wow. By the way, before we go down that, since you went there, Dave, I'm going to ask you.
See that meme? You didn't see that meme floating around this weekend?
Did anybody hear Freddie's interview on his radio show?
I didn't hear it.
Where he basically called 3 spots as locks, and it's Max Homa, Jordan Spieth, and they were all players inside the top 12. I forgot who the third one was. But he basically said these 3 guys are already on the team. Mm-hmm. And so, that was an interesting little Easter egg from Freddie on his radio show. Cam Young. So Max Homa, Cam Young, and Jordan Spieth are basically locks to the Ryder Cup team.
Yeah.
There were 3 names there there were 3 clear names that he did not mention. And they were as follows. Colin Morikawa.
Justin Thomas.
Well, no, he's on the outside. 3 names inside the top 12. Ricky Fowler and Keegan Bradley. And Ricky and Keegan have been playing some great golf as of recent. So I'm really going to be intrigued to see what happens there. So,
speaking of like this weekend and things like that, you know who played well this weekend looking at a Ryder Cup spot is Tony.
Yeah, well, here's my problem.
It's the best.
You won in Mexico. You won in
best he's played.
Right. And he's defending champion.
Yeah.
Like, you've already won on that golf course. You should know where to hit it. You probably have your yardage book from last year. So let's call it what it is. Like, I'm not really – I don't get wowed by guys who in a title defense play well but don't play well enough to win. Like, you won there last year.
Well, Lee Hodges just played lights out.
Lee Hodges played stupid golf. He was playing PlayStation golf. He was playing PlayStation golf is what he was playing. It was like
up until 17 and 18.
It was like before 2K when you had that Rory McIlroy golf where you could hole out like every shot and shoot like 36.
It was Tiger Woods golf.
Well, Tiger, and then after Tiger had his transgressions and all those other problems, it became Rory golf, and those were the easiest games ever. And then 2K came along, and it was actually difficult. But he was playing that old Tiger Woods Rory McIlroy golf on the PlayStation, and then here's the thing: when one guy runs away and hides, and he wins by 7, and he won by 7 partly because JT Poston cost himself $260,000. And I understand the idea of playing to win. Don't get me wrong out there, because second place doesn't really matter on the PGA Tour. You are playing for
that, like in talking about that lie that he had to hit that to go for the green in 2. It was downhill, downslope just before the water.
I mean, that shot has one spot that it can end up in, and that's right.
And it hit the rocks and bounced. I get going for the win, but he needed to be.
Get it. I get it, but you don't need to.
He needed to be 5 yards left or 2 yards back.
But again, he's trying to hole it or knock it. Like,
yeah,
I'm down. I'm actually okay with the play.
Here's
what I'm not okay with. Here's what I'm not okay with. You make 8 on the 18th hole, which is a par 5. You rinsed your second shot. So in and 2 out and 3, you're hitting 4. You need to be able to hit that ball on the green and figure out just how to make 6. So you don't cost yourself $260,000.
Yeah.
And that's where my problem is with it, is that you can't cost yourself $260,000 in a second place finish going from second alone to T2. Like that just and I'm certain that our guest tonight, Adam, has caddied a lot. And Adam and I, who have caddied together in groups, would tell you, as a caddy, you're not letting your player hit that. Make that mistake. You just can't do it. Like you just can't. So
but Birdie didn't do him any good. He needed eagle. Birdie did him no good.
I get that. But once you've rinsed it, you have to figure out how to get the ball in the hole.
Well, yeah.
Without costing yourself a position on the leaderboard. Because at that point, money is money, and FedEx Cup points are FedEx Cup points, and that's what you have to do.
But
I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Getting back to Lee, I believe Lee Hodges is our first wire-to-wire winner this year.
So probably sounds right.
I believe he's the first wire-to-wire winner this year, not including ties. He had the outright lead all 4 days.
I mean, good for him.
Another very Brian Harmon-esque stature of an individual, a little bit taller.
Let's go down that road in last call, because Lee Hodges also doesn't hit it as far. And let's go down that road in last call. Because we already know our last call topic, and we're going to talk about distance. And so let's talk about distance in last call.
Let's talk about that then. But what he played the shots he needed to play.
And I'm going to say this.
I watched most of the tournament.
You did.
So, yeah.
And I'm just going to say this. Another good event that was a non-elevated event on the PGA Tour.
Right.
That was exciting to watch. So for everybody that says that we need these elevated events, and I get we need the elevated events, but are we, like, how do you compete and how do you do these other things? So I think the tour is doing some good things. So
it's just as good to watch a birdie fest as a whole bunch of guys making par and then a birdie to try and win at 2 under. It's just as fun to watch somebody win as 21 under when the.
Sorry, technical difficulties. See what happens when we have technical difficulties.
You done been muted, Steve.
Mute today, so that's great.
I think it's just as fun watching a birdie fest, knowing you have to make birdie, because par's not doing you any good in a tournament like that.
True.
Watching guys go for the green in 2 to try and make eagle, I think it was a great. Yes, you need those events like the U.S. Open, or some of these courses that are pushing,
I don't even mind
75.
Bay Hill, wins at 6 under wins. Like, fine, you can have those. But again, Nike said this, and I wish we could air this commercial. Chicks dig the long ball. We like the long ball.
Yep.
And chicks dig birdies, and that's what happens. So let's go with it. So,
No, I have no problem with that birdie fest that was this weekend.
Let's move on.
My only
Dave,
problem my picks were horrible.
Oh well,
on my FanDuel, I was cut.
Dave swung and missed another cut, but let's get into the odds, and I want to definitely talk about the last event before the playoffs. So, Dave, here we go. There's our Spy Hunter music.
We all had swings and misses last week, but at least you and Greg made
my
the
guy
cut
decided
and,
not. My guy decided not to show up on the weekend.
Yeah,
Ludwig decided not to play golf on the weekend. I don't know what the hell that was about, but thanks, Ludwig.
Were you two finished, and me missing the cut really didn't hurt me all that bad.
No, it didn't. No, Ludwig decided to swing and miss.
Yeah. So speaking of that puts us at right now. Steve, you're in the lead at 23.4. Greg's in second at 24.3. And I'm coming in at 25.7. So I kind of need to win out to have any hope here.
You're going to need some help, yeah. This week we've got the Wyndham Championship, and disappointing enough because I was going to totally do it, picking first. Wyndham Clark is not playing this week.
No, he's not.
How Wyndham Clark is skipping the Wyndham Championship, I don't know. Let's talk about that. No, we don't need to because he's skipping it. So,
your odds.
Dave, let's go down the odds. Yeah, let's go down the odds this week.
It's an okay field. It's not a great field. It's a lot of guys that are just sitting right outside the top 70 trying to get in.
Right.
Hideki's leading the way right now. He's 18-1.
Which
then Sungjae
18-1 is the lead. That's
is the lead. Me. Yeah. Sungjae Im and Russell Henley at 20-1.
You can go ahead and lock my pick in at Sungjae Im this week.
Yep. And then Siwoo Kim and Sam Burns at 22.
Thought about Sam Burns. I looked at him too, but no, I'm going to take Sungjae this week.
So you're to take Sungjae. Greg hasn't texted us, so he's going to be like the Minnesota Vikings and miss his pick right now.
We'll let him. Greg got sick this afternoon. All of a sudden, he called. He took a sick day today. So we'll let him pencil his pick in, and we'll leave that spot open. Dave, make your pick, and then we'll continue to move on.
Like I really thought I'm going to change my pick from what you and I talked about. I was thinking Shane Lowry, because he's sitting at 76 right now, trying to get in. But
Justin Thomas is sitting at 75, trying to get in too.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, I'm not letting you in.
I'm going to go with Denny McCarthy this week.
Oh boy, good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, Denny McCarthy at 25-1. So,
Lee, who you got?
Lee?
Bo Hostler.
Oh, Dave's pick. That's
a good pick. I thought about
wow, Lee, Dave. You know what, Dave? We need to change your name to Lee Corso after that. That's a good pick. That was very Lee Corso college game day.
Hold on a second here. Bo Hostler coming in at 55-1. I looked at Bo, and then I looked at our rules, and I'm like, it's a new month. I could pick Bo, but
no,
not this. No. Not this time around.
Not this pick.
Steve, you realize he was your first pick of the year.
He was my first pick of the year. I had a lot of hope for Bo this year, and just like every other year, he is flamed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, So Steve was Sungjae. I got Denny. Lee's locked in at Bo Hostler, and we'll get Greg's pick down the road here.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm pretty excited. I know Adam and Chad are sitting there next to each other. I can see them here in the bottom of the screen. So it's time for happy hour. And without further ado, we've got one screen here. Both of them are hanging out together. There can be some jokes about that, I'm sure. But we'd like to welcome Chad Pfeifer and Adam Benza to the show. Gentlemen, cheers.
What's up?
Cheers. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Like, I've got this. I got this one.
Oh, come on, bro.
I got a little blue moon. A little blue moon action. Or
there you go.
At Augusta, they like to call it the crow's nest.
Right.
That's what they call it at Augusta. It's Blue Moon, but everywhere else but Augusta. So,
yeah.
Guys, I'm going to ask, where are you guys hanging out right now? Where are you at?
We're up in Reston, Virginia for an event. It's actually a really cool event put on by David Gang and Bright Spot. To bring together people with disabilities, first tee kids, and then Special Olympic golfers. Just kind of a fun event, but it's competition based, and we just have a great time. So
That's awesome.
Hanging out. Yeah, had a great first day today and just a blast. And, yeah.
So Adam, are you crying there? I saw you wiping the tears. Are you crying?
No, I'm basically in a hotel room right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Adam, did you play better than your first round at the Adaptive Golf Championship today?
You want me to be on this right now?
Sorry, I couldn't let that one slide. I mean, really, come on.
Drink. So I mean, that's the whole issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
I have a couple friends from the Reston area.
Nice. Will they admit that you're friends with them?
So,
will they admit that you're friends with them? Dave, why don't you start us off tonight? Right. No.
Yeah. So, guys, welcome to the show. Pleasure to have you here. Both of you. I know Steve's talked very highly about both of you. Take that for what it's worth coming from Steve.
They pay well.
Two shiny nickels to Steve is paying well. So both of you have won multiple events. Adam, why don't you tell us about your journey in adaptive golf and what got you into the golf world?
So I became an amputee when I was 8 from cancer. A great guy for adaptive golf. His name's Bob Buck. He started a program called The First Swing. He was my neighbor, literally my neighbor, like 5 houses down. Tried to get me into adaptive golf for a long time, ever since I've been young. And basically from that point, I was like, screw those nerds. I was like, they suck. I'm going to go play against normal guys. Hasn't worked out so well for me. But then went through Penn State, went through PGM program. Bob asked me to start doing clinics with him. I got involved with that. And then that takes me to today. So it was just kind of breaking out of my shell and figuring out how amazing a lot of these individuals are, and how it's means a lot more than just golf and more than competition to it becoming a family. And so ever since then, it's just been a nonstop journey through that.
Awesome. Now, Chad, you've had quite the different journey. And I know the story, Chad. I mean, I've heard you tell it, but our listeners don't know it. I know Dave and Lee, I don't think, know it either. So why don't you talk about your background and where you've gotten today in your competitive journey?
Yeah, I joined the Army in 2005. Grew up playing baseball, was always competitive. Played a couple years at a little community college in Oregon, Blue Mountain Community College, and then went to Northwest Nazarene University on a baseball scholarship. And then actually when September 11th happened, just had the strong urge to defend our country and join the military. And I joined the U.S. Army, and we got deployed over to Iraq in 2006. And then April 12th, 2007, our truck got hit with an IED, which resulted in the loss of my left leg above the knee. And it was when I was actually going through therapy down there, I got introduced to the game of golf and absolutely fell in love with it. So I got the bug. Like when people say they get the bug, well, they know there's a golf bug. Like it's a real thing. People get hooked and addicted, and I got addicted to golf, and that's all I wanted to do. So I started playing, started to get pretty decent. I was new to golf and didn't know much about it, but I got addicted and started to learn about different competitions with people who just had amputees. So I got introduced to amputee and disabled golf and just started going to competitions. My first one was 2009. 2 years later, in 2011, the National Amputee Championship was in Arizona, and I ended up beating I shot 71, 65, and 74 to win my first National Amputee Championships. And
That's Dave's score on 9 holes. Just FYI, I just want to point that out here.
I don't. The only 6s that I see on my card, just go right in order.
Are the hole numbers 6, 16?
Double bogey, double bogey, double bogey.
Hey, we all go through those stretches, though, so no big deal.
I've been going through that stretch for 30 years, so it really doesn't matter.
We went through that stretch in Pinehurst a couple weeks ago at the Adaptive, so no big deal. But yeah, so I just, like I said, fell in love with the game, got introduced to competitive golf with amputee players, and I think 2013 is when 2012 or 2013 is when I first met Adam.
No, it was when I brought over two pitchers of beer after he won. I just put it down at the table. I'm like, anybody sitting here? He's like, you are.
Yeah.
Steve, we've had some of those moments.
I've actually, we could talk about those moments I've had with them too. So
It doesn't happen two pitchers though.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah, so I've really enjoyed, like Adam said, it's become a family. I mean, these players, really great golfers. I mean, a lot of people would be very surprised at the type of golf that amputee and disabled players can and are capable of playing, just because the players are so good. But yeah, it's become a family, and my journey has been very interesting, but I've been blessed, like just all the opportunities I've had through the game of golf and all the celebrities I've met and all the tournaments I've gotten to play in and the amazing courses that I've gotten to go to and experience. So golf's been a huge blessing ever since I got introduced to it, and it's been just an amazing journey.
That's awesome.
My answer was bad then.
Hey, Benz, you haven't been on the big break. I mean, really?
Yeah, I know. Mine took like 30 seconds, and it was like, yeah.
As Brad would say, that's a drink.
That's a drink. Yeah. We haven't had any comments from Brad tonight. I'm trying to figure out where he is. Like, I figured that would have already there would have already been a comment. So
yeah,
if we tease him, I'll show him his wedges. But we'll wait. Hey, you mentioned that you recently up in Pinehurst for the USGA Adaptive Golf Championship. How'd that go? I mean, I'm trying to get my brother Duff into that. We call him Duff, but Rob into that for next year. But how'd that go for you guys?
Just to fill you guys in, Lee's brother actually has MS and plays the game. So that's cool. He gets out there and tees it up with us, and when we go up there and play. So.
Do you want to talk about the first round or the second or third round?
Adam, you can talk about the second and third round. Okay. I'm good with that.
I mean, for me personally, it's a great achievement for us for what we do to grow to be more mainstream. That's huge for us because a lot of people don't take it as serious as we do. To see the USGA and other organizations get on top of it, it means a lot more than going out there and shooting a 91 first round.
I've done it.
Dave Caddy, 91 for me might lower my handicap.
Personal best.
I mean,
Dave caddied for me to shoot 93 in a U.S. Open qualifier, Ben. So don't worry about that.
I don't think people realize too of like how the golf course is visually not appealing. You're staring every hole, and it's OB left and right every single hole. And to do that for 3 straight days, I mean, I give kudos to the guys that can go out and fire just solid numbers because it's hot. It's long rounds, it's a grind, and staring at OB is just not what you want to do for a competition round for 3 straight days.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
And I'm gonna tag on to this because you kind of jumped into this a little bit. And speaking of Pinehurst, that there's a lot of adaptive events across the country now, and as the USGA has added their event this year, do you see the adaptive game growing even more going forward?
I do, yeah. I mean, it's for the USGA to get on board and help support our cause and like help, the growth of adaptive golf is huge. To have, again, the USGA on board and them supporting us. I think we're on the up and up, and I think adaptive golf. And like I said earlier, like there's some amazing golf to be watched with all these players that are playing in these events. I mean, I'm always inspired. Every single adaptive tournament or amputee tournament that I play in, I'm always inspired by all the players. And I think if nothing else, when people come out and watch, and there was a pretty good showing out at Pinehurst, people coming out and watching. And I think every comment that I heard coming out of that was, basically how inspiring. I mean, everyone was extremely inspired by all the players out there. But you see a guy that's missing both of his legs and an arm, and he's out there just grinding his ass off, right? Like he's grinding. And like Adam said, it was hot. I mean, it was 98. Yeah, severe humidity. It's long rounds. It's brutal out there. And you see these guys grinding when I'm sure you guys have maybe said it, but I know you've heard it, but guys bitching about, having a sore back or a bum knee playing golf. And here you got people missing limbs and they're grinding in this weather and these conditions and the OB, and they're putting up decent numbers, and it's just inspiring to watch. So I think
it's also good now that you're seeing going off of that is that you're seeing a bunch of these state, like the FSGA is running down at Innisbrook in October. They're running their adaptive open for the FSGA. You're seeing GAP, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, get involved with it. So you're seeing all these state-run organizations jump on board with it. So that means, that what we're doing is meaningful to these other organizations. So that means, a lot for what I feel like we've done in the past to get this thing started moving. Finally.
Were you guys up in Des Moines the other week?
I was not, no.
Okay.
Brad,
I know our friend Brad was up there.
Yeah.
Brad, the Midwaga tournament. Yeah. Brad won a trophy, so I was, I figured if, Brad wins a trophy. We all know how that was.
I hope he sees that too, because that's my pity clap for him about what he sent to you.
Okay. Well, I don't know if he saw it, but
we'll see that.
He says,
Brad, oh, there he goes.
Chad, let's really quick. I mean, you, the adaptive golf events, and we've talked about this, and you and I have talked about this. So the three of us have talked about this before, and the cool events. One of the events that you play in is the Simpson Cup, and why don't you talk about that event and how cool that event is?
Yeah, the Simpson Cup is basically a Ryder Cup competition, Ryder Cup format, but it's pitted against wounded U.S. veterans against wounded UK veterans. And so the camaraderie between all the veterans, of course, we all fought together, right? But we were essentially all on the same side, fighting for the same cause. And to see all these wounded veterans come together on a golf course, and we're battling it out on a golf course, obviously severe different circumstances than when we were on an actual battlefield. The camaraderie is amazing, but it's such a great event. Lots of drinking, which is always fun.
Military guys drink.
Camaraderie.
So you have your Army guys here. The Marines are over here.
Yeah, right. It's funny because it's a big competition, right? Like it's as serious as the Ryder Cup as far as the players involved. Like, I mean, we're battling against each other, and both sides want to win extremely bad. But it doesn't matter who wins. At the end of the tournament, we all just party, and it's amazing. And it's just, I mean, to boil it down, like we're celebrating freedom, right? Because that's what we fought for. That's what we're getting to do, playing golf. And we get to play amazing courses. I mean, you go down the list of courses that we've been able to play, St. Andrews, Royal Birkdale, Royal Lytham, St. Anne's, and then on this side, Oak Hill. We got to play Sawgrass, the Creek up in Long Island, Baltusrol. I mean, the courses.
So it's like a rota for major champions, like major championships.
Yeah. We feel spoiled. We get to play these courses, but it's truly is amazing. So it's a one of a kind event for us, and it's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Adam, I'm a Pennsylvania boy here, and Greg graduated from Penn State, and he couldn't make it tonight. And I've woken up at Lehigh University, and how is it being the assistant coach there for the women's team, and how does your team look this year?
It's a lot of fun. It's one of those things where I didn't know if I would enjoy it. Just primarily because my background for the past however many years was just teaching disabled people. And granted, I've taught other people. I don't stop at that. But it's when you focus on that, you're like, can I get back to teaching high level D1 athletes? The girls are great. They're awesome. It's really cool traveling around and getting that experience. And being to enjoy it with them when you see them succeed. It's, I think of them as like my little sisters, that I'm like, I'll fight somebody if somebody like talks shit on you on the golf course. I was like, who was it? I'll go fight them. Tell me who it
was. just send the wrestling team after them. You'll probably be just as good as shape too.
So they're awesome. It's a lot of fun. They should be pretty good this year. We have, a couple girls that made first team all conference coming back. And we have 4 new freshmen coming in this year who are all really good players. So I'm pretty excited. And I'm also already tired thinking about it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I grew up outside of Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. I know right where Lehigh University is. Go home, drink a Yingling for me, because I can't get it here in Iowa. I drive over. It's in Missouri right now. I just got to drive about an hour south and go pick it up, but I'm waiting for it to show up here. And kudos to you for coaching those girls. I know it's a big step in the college game, but that's just amazing.
Yeah, no, it's great, and for them to be able to see what I can do, and that I sometimes have street cred. Occasionally. No, it's great, and they love it. We have a blast. They're awesome girls.
Awesome. Well, guys, we met I was wearing one of these. So was Adam.
You don't have the OG one though.
No, I don't have the OG one. I have this one.
Hey, hold on. You as a caddy, do you want to talk about that?
We can make that a night. Like, let's not talk about that tonight. But yeah, we will.
That's an off the air subject.
That's an off. Well, no, they've already heard that. We've already had those conversations.
We can talk about my 91, but we can.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Yeah. No, my guy. Yeah. My guy sings about playing golf now, so I'm just gonna say that. So, secret time. Hold on. Brad says, hey, Brad. There was a lot of this that weekend. We'll just say that. Chad, you came in 3rd this year at that event, and at the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions on the celebrity side. You've played in a lot. You've played in Tahoe. You've played that one. You get to play in a lot of these. What's it like playing in those events like that, getting to play as a celebrity in those events?
They're amazing. I mean, to sum it up, they're so much fun. It's so much fun to have Adam on the bag for those weeks, because, I mean, we have a blast. And I think the reason that we got 3rd this year is because we went to a little different strategy this year. We were
We went D-Lo. We went D-Lo.
We had the Yeti going this year, so we mixed up the strategy and we figured out an Adams member guest that playing hungover was it worked out pretty well for us. It was a secret to success. So
nice.
Yeah. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Desert Fox Swing Aid.
Calm not thinking about the pressure, But no,
now I'm going to say this. I just want to talk about this because we were there on the back patio at Nona with D-Lo, and you weren't close to as bad as D-Lo was. We'll just say that.
When you hear your player go, you know that bar from 9 to 10.
Yes.
Yeah. When your player goes, yo, give me 2 transfusions. I'm like, let's go.
Let's go.
It's gonna be a good day then.
Yeah, I just want to point this out. Like you have the luxury out there. You have your amazing fiance, Adam, who follows you around and will bring you transfusions. I mean, let's be real. Like, Maria's a champ, and like, because we've all been together inside the ropes there, and Maria's a champ. Like, what do you need? Like, she's great about it. I had Michael and Larry the cable guy and his caddy, and that just wasn't happening. And on Saturday we even had Lizette Salas in our group, and that wasn't happening in that group. So at least you guys had Maria that could also help you out.
It's the caddy to the caddy.
I mean that is the caddy to the caddy. You are right about that. You are right about that. So,
but Adam, speaking of caddying, so like you caddy for Chad. What's the best part of caddying for somebody like Chad, who's a great player when he's playing well like that?
Honestly, it's so much fun. No matter,
because I don't know what it's like caddying for a great player. I caddy for Steve.
No matter.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to get that one in.
So honestly, it's an honor to caddy for somebody that served our country. That's a hero, war veteran that has put so much time for that. But if you could put us mic'd up doing this.
No, we don't want. Nobody needs to know those conversations. Really,
nobody
needs to know those.
It would be powerful. I'll tell you what. A lot of it is movie quotes, and this guy trying to get the worst songs stuck in my head because he's trying to distract me from the pressure from playing, like getting in my own head, right? So he'll come up with some pretty doozies songs to get stuck in my head, and I'm like, you asshole.
I have written. Yeah, there's been a. So it's
hey, Chad, have you ever spiked a club and stuck it in the ground and made your caddy pull it out to clean? Because I've done that to Dave.
I can't say I've done that.
I've done it.
I think I went to hand him a club once and just dropped it.
Yeah.
I like that. Dave, next time.
That's all right. Steve was getting ready to tee off on 10, and I pointed to the parking lot, and his wife said, "Is it time to go?" And I said, "No, that's where his next shot is going."
It wasn't pretty.
Definitely wasn't the caddy's fault that day.
I want to talk about something that's near and dear to both your guys' hearts, and that's your Moving Forward Foundation. And you guys work with some pretty cool other people along in that foundation with Kelly Valentine and Kenny Bonds. Why don't you guys talk about your foundation and growing the game?
So, I'll start this off with, you could spell it right.
Did I listen? I was just I was typing and
it's FOREWARD.
Listen, It auto-corrected, and
you're familiar with that word. You use it about 17 times on the golf course,
right? Especially when I'm caddying for, especially when I'm wearing this. Okay, I use it a lot.
You didn't say it to him when you almost hit us when you were going down 1 and he was on 9.
You know what? You were safe. Both of you were safe on that one.
No, so it's a thing that we thought about. Again, moving FOREWARD. It's a thing we thought about. When I went through the PGM program, and not to talk bad about the PGA, but I'm going to talk bad about the PGA. That they
this
never
is a safe space.
That they never really taught anybody about how to teach. It was just the stereotypical golf swing. I'm like, well, there's, I think the number roughly is 100 and just off of amputees, 180,000 new amputees in the U.S. alone. And I'm like, how do you not? There's such a big market for this. Of why do you not teach this? So that was our whole thing. Is let's bring awareness to PGA professionals and teach them, about our golf swings, about our prosthetics, what we can, what we can't do. And to get veterans out, to get, more people out playing golf. It's a big goal.
Yeah, no, that's
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Gotta leave it for Brad for the comedy. Comedy hour is always good with Brad.
We've already been taken down once by the PGA, so
the PGA Tour took us down once, but that's a whole nother story.
So how do you raise money for the foundation, man? Where can people donate?
It's the disappointing thing is when push comes to shove and you tell people about what you're doing, they're like, oh yeah, I want to donate money, I want to do this, and then they're like, just vanish off of the map. If you go onto our website, moving FOREWARD.org, there's a link on there to donate. I mean, literally all the proceeds just go back to equipment and trying to help people out to get back on the golf course. And what you would like to do is, to the people that don't have the funds to get to these events, where, I met him, to get out there, to get to some of these events, to pay for their flight, to get them equipment, to get them a hotel room. That's our big goal, is to get more and more people involved. And so if anybody wants the financials, I'm more than happy to show them, because it's nothing coming back to us except for travel expenses to put on these clients just trying to grow the game. And so if Miller Lite is listening to this, that'd be great.
I mean, if Miller Lite wants to listen and sponsor, we're going to take it too. I mean,
I'm a Yingling guy.
We can all be bought. I mean, I'm good with that. So, Lee, I might have to have you drink a Miller Lite during the show, or at least hold a Miller Lite can during the show. Okay?
We'll just put it over the can.
Right.
If it comes in a Rusty Wallace stock car, then I'm okay.
You're right. Like, we can put that behind Lee. That's good.
Yeah.
No, awesome. Adam, I'd hate to.
You can show it. Just show it.
I'd hate to let this show end. Brad's on here now, so I'm good. I'm glad I can show it. I need to know the story behind this picture. I need to know it, and I mean,
just leave it up there. Leave it up there. Yeah.
Leave it up there.
It's our new background for our page.
It's our new background. Adam, how did that picture happen? I want to know the story. You said you tell the story, so go ahead, tell the story.
So,
and how many Miller Lights did you have before it happened?
A couple. By a couple, it was probably like 8. So there was a scenario that happened, and we went out. We left. I don't know if you ever. Thanks, Heidi. Appreciate that.
It's a fundraiser.
I don't
Like
know.
a fireman calendar.
I don't know.
I think I ordered a T-shirt.
Love this. There are T-shirts.
Hey, I need one of those to wear next year at Nona when I'm caddying. I'm gonna wear one when I'm caddying next year.
Well, there was. I don't know if you ever heard of or if you're friends with them. Billy Fryer, great adaptive seated player at Arkansas, and we were sitting there having drinks with them, and we went to go leave, and there was a situation that we wanted.
It's escalating now.
That we wanted to bypass. So we're like, oh, hey, let's go take some pictures. And I was like, how about I start taking some like George Costanza pictures? And and Billy's wife Gina was like, yeah, go do it. And now I regret every second of it.
Oh, golly! So that's all we have to do next year at Nona to get a fun picture is just go do it. That's all we have to say.
You gotta come up with some situation that has to be avoided, though. That was the key.
I'm sure on that patio there's plenty that needs to be avoided on that patio.
Steve's on the other side of the room. Let's avoid Steve. Let's go take pictures.
I will inform you of the situation via text message.
Okay, sounds good. I love that. I won't name the other person that was involved, but the other person was my father. And do me a favor, when you see Steve, tell him I said hi, please. And my fellow's namesake, tell him I said hi. So, hey guys, thank you for joining us tonight. Really enjoyed this. We had good laughs. Good luck this week playing up in Virginia. Really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come on, and we will definitely talk soon. So, thank you guys for coming on tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys again. And when are you guys back down here in Orlando? Not till January or no?
I'll be back down there. Are you coming down?
I don't know if I'm coming down yet. I may be down in October.
I'll be down there in the end of September.
Or September, yeah.
You guys gonna be up in at Brad's event coming up?
I'll be out in Chicago for the Nationals.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, we'll both be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
If you're up there for Brad's, I'll see you.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll see you, Steve, in the end of September.
I may try and make it to Brad's event also. I'm working on that right now. So
I can't make it. We got events that weekend.
Greg and I are talking. If I'll let you know because
maybe Queen of the Bike somewhere.
Might need to maybe get an Airbnb together or something. We'll talk about that later. So I'll text you.
I might need a caddy, Steve.
If he's playing, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I can probably make that happen.
We gonna fight? Or me and Adam gonna have to fight over who you caddy for?
We'll talk
or
about
is it a fight on which one doesn't get Steve?
Yeah, exactly.
I got Rob. I'm caddying for Rob. So.
All right,
guys. Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.
Have a good night.
Bye. That was awesome. Those guys are so good. So much fun.
I mean, a lot.
Hey, Heidi. Listen, Heidi. This could be dangerous, Heidi. I don't think you know us all that well yet. There's a reason it's called the Tavern, Heidi. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. I'd love to make it over, and I'll see what I could do, but we got events that weekend.
Well, now it is time. A beer.
For Steve's favorite video.
A beer. All right.
They come in various sizes, Heidi.
Are we getting growlers, Dave?
Das Boot.
Still trying to figure out how, as I was the guy that was behind the golfing dads, ended up with this intro because that intro is awful.
Because you got outvoted.
Sure, we'll leave it at that. So, all right, this week's Smack of the Week. This is actually I picked this one partly because it is a golfing dad, and it happens to a golfing dad. So I was like, this is actually a good video for the Golfing Dad's Tavern. So we're gonna go with it. I'm just saying. I mean, don't leave as parents that we are. Don't leave your 4-year-old unattended in a golf cart. I'm just going to leave it at that, and we'll leave it at that.
I'm not leaving my 8-year-old unattended in a golf cart.
No,
my 9-year-old. I would die. I would be the flag pin that she runs over.
Lee, are you to leave Duff unattended in a golf cart?
Well, I know you can't run away, so.
Wow. Duff, I got you.
Sorry, Duff.
Yeah.
But I got Duff's cart, so we ain't going far.
Wow. A kegger.
Did you catch the trailer for end of
Hey, Brad, keg.
As long as the glass isn't empty.
Yeah, right.
When I pulled Duff's ball out of the hole, I threw it. I said, "Go get your ball."
Wow, Duff, you don't have to take that, Duff. I'm on your side here. Don't take that.
He won.
All right.
I had to.
But I mean, we've all seen golf cart videos. Some of us here have been run over by a golf cart. He just.
I flipped one over.
I was going to say some of us are in a bunker sideways.
Listen, you're right. We'll leave that alone. It's a whole nother story.
Some of us have.
Let's move on to the week. When it comes to Steve's birthday, I'll send a picture.
Yeah.
Let's leave this. Let's go to last call now. All right. So last call topic this week. The idea, and this week is obviously, and again, no, Duff, you can't, no. Jay Monahan is back in his position as commissioner of the PGA Tour. Sent a memo out to the players. There's a lot in that memo. I think the one thing I want to take away from it is an interesting topic for last call. And it's a topic we've done a after party on. It's the distance and rolling the golf ball back. And Jay said that the PGA Tour would not be following the USGA and the R&A's decision if they decide to roll the golf ball back.
An interesting take. Because usually the PGA follows suit with first the R&A and then the USGA. So it's an interesting take by Monahan that they're not gonna, stay in line with the R&A.
Correct.
On this.
Correct.
And I know the
and
PGA
I think that,
and the USGA have their, but usually you fall in line with if the R&A says something that this is what they're going to do. Usually everybody else falls in line.
Well, no, it's the USGA and the R&A that make the rules, and everybody tends to. Wow, this is an interesting comment, and I'm just going to post. Wow, Alex. Okay. So I want to
10-foot pole is over here.
Yeah. Wow. Poke the bear.
Yeah. But anyway,
I think that in my personal opinion, and we can go around and talk about this, I'm surprised that the PGA Tour, who has always towed the line with the rules of golf, has come out and said we're not dialing the golf ball back. And there's two reasons why I'm surprised in it. The two most vocal players that Jay Monahan listens to are Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, who have both said the golf ball needs to be dialed back. Jack Nicklaus has said the golf ball needs to be dialed back. The problem that I have with it is when you look at the British Open or the Open Championship this year. And then this past week where Lee Hodges wins. And if you dial the golf ball back for these players that aren't the long hitters, all you're doing is playing into the long hitters' hands. Still.
And that's Brian Harman now is to hit 3-wood rather than 4-iron.
Right. And you can even go back before that to Rory's 2-iron in Scotland when he hit that 2-iron in there to win. I have a problem with the fact that if you dial back 20%, that golf ball goes 20% shorter. That now he's hitting 3-wood into that green?
3-wood. Yeah.
I will agree with Rory and I agree with Rory a little bit when he talks about what happened in Hartford and the birdie fest that Hartford became. The problem with Hartford was they had a bunch of rain before the golf tournament, so the golf course was soft. And if you give PGA Tour players soft greens, they're going to throw darts. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what they do on
Plain
tour.
and simple.
You can't control Mother Nature. You really can't. You can a little bit. Like Augusta has the sub-air. Like if you go to that sub-air system where you can suck the water out of these greens and the fairway is great. But
not every course is Augusta.
Not every course has a sub-air system. I just have a hard time with the idea that I think if you dial the golf ball back, especially for professionals, I think you've eliminated half the field in winning.
Yeah.
Is my personal opinion.
Takes
Lee,
out,
Dave, go ahead, and then Lee, you can start off, and then we'll go from there.
It takes out, Brian Harman's, 5 foot nothing and 150 pounds soaking wet. You're playing into the top 15 guys. Yeah, Harman, he's a lock for a Ryder Cup. He's number 3. He's a lock. But you're talking dialing the golf ball back for maybe 12 or 15 players, and that's it.
I'm going to ask a question. Dave, I want to ask this question really quickly, and I'm sorry to cut you off. If Brian Harman doesn't win the British Open, is he a lock for the Ryder Cup?
Yes.
No. Throw it out there. Those of you watching, Brian Harman doesn't win the British Open, is he a lock for the Ryder Cup?
He was still in the top 15.
Again, there's a lot of good guys in that top 15.
You need a lefty. Always have, always will.
If you're going to take Brian Harman at 15, would you take Justin Thomas and his experience at 14? You can pair with Jordan Spieth.
Different topic for another day.
But if I don't think Brian Harman is a lock unless he wins the British Open. I mean, we could go back, and we don't have to go back very far to a major winner missing the Ryder Cup and being kept off of a Ryder Cup team in Phil Mickelson. We don't have to go back very far to see that.
No. But Phil didn't have the points. Anyway, Lee, go ahead.
No, I agree. Like we talked about in the after show, and at first was announced that it's not going to do nothing but, like you said, take out top players and their abilities. Will they find another way? I think they would. But I think it's a dumb thing to begin with.
Yeah. Bryson found a way to, hit every club out of the high grass at the U.S. Open. They will find a way in club technology to whatever you roll. You could roll the ball back to 15%. They will still find a way to hit it 320 yards.
Well, and again, the problem that I've had from the beginning, and we talked about this in the after party that we did, you're not accounting for the athlete.
No.
Correct.
You're not accounting for, you know what, because Michael Jordan could jump higher, run faster, do what Michael Jordan could do. Because LeBron James Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I'm not a LeBron James fan.
No.
But LeBron James is 6'9" and built like a lion. He's built like Rob Gronkowski. He's not built like a basketball player.
Usain Bolt because run 9 point whatever, do you give everybody else a head start? Because he was just that much better in the 100.
Right. Alex, I'm going to say this. I think you see a lot less blades on tour.
Yeah.
I think you see, especially in long irons, I think you see a lot less blades on tour if you dial that golf ball back, and I think you see a lot more forgiving irons on tour than you do blades. I will say that.
And it's not about, and we've talked about this, and I'm in the personal belief it's not about rolling the ball back. It's about throwing a bunker or some other type of hazard between that 280 and that 320 mark, and it's either you try and go over it or you lay up before it.
And again, it's not, make a hole go this way or this way.
It's about your skill.
6 under wins at Bay Hill. Why does 6 under win at Bay Hill? They grow the rough up.
Yep.
Golf course goes left and right. You got to be able to golf a ball. 6 under wins at Bay Hill. It's not about the distance the golf ball goes. It's about golf course setup.
Yep.
And the bomb and gouge days of the PGA Tour. Dave, you and I have played Disney right after the tournament. Like with
Greg and I have played Bay Hill right after the tournament.
Right. And
Brad, drink,
yeah.
And yeah, Disney, even if it's not set up after a tournament, is still a bomb and gouge.
I mean, you could just hit driver out there as far as you want to and not care where it goes because, again, that's how that golf course has always been set up.
It's a resort course. It's Disney.
Right.
It's for everybody.
Well, especially
with Palm and Mag, which is why I like LBV, and I loved Eagle and Osprey because they were so much different.
were great. Palm and Mag are the most boring golf course on the planet to me, but that's
another
topic for another day.
But yeah,
I hate LBV since they made the changes to it, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, you got to set up. You can't just cut the rough short and expect these things to happen. It's not about the ball. No. It's about the skill of the golfer and where they can hit the ball.
Yep.
And if you stick a bunker out there at the 280-yard mark that goes the width of the fairway, say hit it short or hit it over.
Well, yeah. And when you miss, you're dead.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And that's what Bay Hill is.
And that's all Bay Hill is. That bunker is still in play it may still be in play for guys like, the three of us and Greg from the up tees at 250, 260 at that point in time. It's still in play. Yeah, so you're not changing the golf course for golf we've said it on the show many times. Golf is a game for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to and tonight's show to me shows that. And we've had shows before this that have shown that too, where when you talk about the adaptive game and you talk about what happens in the adaptive game, when you talk about, let's talk about Duff and playing with Duff. Like how do we make it my friend Lot Kyle from Make Golf Fun Again? How do you make golf fun again? How do you make golf fun for everybody to play? And
bring them into the mix.
Right. Now, do I think that the PGA Tour, by telling the USGA and the RNA that we're not going to follow suit with you, is the ultimate middle finger? Yes, it is. Do I think that the PGA Tour, in telling them that, hey, we're not going to do this, makes them take a long, hard look and say, we're not going to. Again, there's a course that we've all played together, and let's PI, Paris Island, an awesome golf course. Lee, thank you for getting us out there because that was a great day. And you're lucky enough to be able to play that course daily if you want to. I mean, you're a member there.
Awesome.
But is Paris Island on the list of places they're going to play a PGA Tour event? No, it is not. There are only a handful of courses they're going to play PGA Tour, U.S. Opens, British Opens. So the argument that they make of, we have to do this for the growth of the game and this, that, and the other because of watering and all this other stuff. Let's stop. Let's just stop for a minute. And Dave, we were in a text. Lee, you weren't part of this text this week. Dave, you shot +1 on 9 holes this week.
Yep. I almost had 2 Dalai Lamas.
Big hitter?
Big hitter, the Llama.
Big hitter, the Llama. It's part of the dot game. There's news on that coming soon. But I think that when you look at what we're talking about, and you shot +1 at your local course, it's 5,300 yards from the back tees?
Yeah.
9 holes course play twice, right?
Yeah. Yes. Forgiveness.
Yes. Forgiveness.
And a set of great irons.
Yeah.
He does have a set of great irons. Those sub 70 irons are dirty.
Though I need some new wedges.
Well, we know a guy.
I'm using Steve's old wedges.
We know a guy.
Yeah.
And Steve's new wedges, we know a guy. But no, I think that when you look at what they're trying to accomplish and what is going on with the game of golf right now, the game of golf is in a good spot right now. I'm going to be honest with you. Even without Tiger Woods playing, the game of golf is in a good spot.
And, here's the thing. Golf, how many years ago was it that they outlawed the 460cc that just said it was a non-conforming head?
Dude, you have no idea. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to say this. You have no idea. And
yeah,
Alex, I'm going to say this. I carried a brand of wedges from the time I was in high school, late in high school, through college, turning professional, and was PUD'd with that company and carried their wedges through. Even as a blogger, I carried their wedges. They were that good in my bag.
I have those wedges.
Correct. And those wedges will not go back in my bag.
Nope.
Because my Wedge FX, not only do my Wedge FX wedges look amazing, and hold on a second, I can get them, but like they're literally the best wedges I have ever used.
Yeah.
Hold on. There they are right there. They're there. There's my, there's that one. That's the place my wife and I got married. It's my 54 degree. Thanks, Lee, for bending it. And there's my lob wedge. I've got my kids' initials on the toes. And when I tell you, I literally can hit any shot I want to with them. They're the best wedges I've ever put in my bag. And bar none. Lee, I've told you this before, and I will tell you this going forward. When I wear the grooves down on those things, I'm calling you and you're sending me another set. So
yeah.
The best part about it was before I only had my prototype 60. And I actually delivered Steve's wedges to him at Palm Coast with the other Steve.
My irons.
I said, here, swing this. And he's looking at it. He's like, well, can you bend this? Can you grind that? Can you do this? Can you do that? I told hit the damn wedge. One swing, he's like, don't change a thing.
Literally. I literally hit one on the upslope, and I threw it up there, and it was on this long green. It was probably 40-yard deep green. Flag was 3/4 of the way back, and I was on the upslope, and I literally took the 60-degree out, and I flipped it up there, and it literally one hop and stopped right next to the flag. And I looked at him, and I was like, huh? What the hell just happened? It was on the upslope. I'll give him that. Yeah. But I hit a nipper up there, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is nice."
So again, it's not about the golf ball.
Yeah.
No, and I don't think it doesn't need to be about the golf ball. It needs to be about the course. It needs to be about the player. And
Alex, I also have this wedge. Dave showed it off too. This wedge is yet to be hit. Luke joked that he wanted to hit this wedge today, and I almost killed my own son on that one.
I hit it once just to say that it's been hit, and that was it.
I'm about to go buy a bat box, shadow box for a bat, and put that in it with my master's ticket. That's where that one's going.
Yep, that's what I need to do for right behind. I have the space on the wall right there for it. I've already measured it out.
Mine's going to go with this because this is going to be on the wall probably next week behind me.
Yeah.
Because I got to keep up with Dave and Greg on their background and Lee, your background too. Like I got to keep up with this stuff. I got a blank wall back here. See, blank wall.
Yeah.
See now, when we go up to Brad's tournament, and I won't show the front, but when me and Duff win one of these, I'll put that on the wall.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're here, since Greg isn't here, can you show Greg's wedge?
Here is one.
Nice.
Yep, there's that one. Yep, there's Greg's wedge.
Yep.
And here is the other.
This is the wedge.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Well, guys, thank you guys. Lee, I know we got you late tonight to pinch hit in. With Greg getting sick, so thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
that's right. You got me at a good time. Like I said, Duff just had to hit it one fairway, and he would have got his card. Didn't happen, so pinch here with me with my collection.
Yeah,
Duff, my money's on you next week. Let's do this. Come on, Duff. Come on. Guys, thank you, everyone. Thank you to Brad and Adam and Chad for joining us tonight. Great show as always. We love our guests and love when they come on. So don't forget to tip your bartenders. You guys have a great week, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Next week we're gonna have a pretty cool guest. Stay tuned to the social media. You'll find out soon who our guest is for next week. So hope you guys have an awesome week, and we will see you on the flip side.
Cheers, y'all.
Peace.